Countdown truly is on. That study that's looking at the cost of canceling the streetcar versus completing it could be finished tomorrow night. Meanwhile, supporters continue to collect signatures as 6 city council members sent this letter to the federal government asking how they could pay to operate the streetcar.
I'm on my 5th petition form.
Carrying petitions into the First Lutheran Church, Hopeful Streetcar supporters say they've collected more than 9,000 signatures to place a streetcar charter amendment on the ballot, and they're still going.
I don't know about you, but I feel some divine intervention happening this week.
Tonight, supporters feel optimistic since 2 potential swing votes, Vice Mayor David Mann and Councilman Kevin Flynn, joined 4 council members in signing this letter to the Federal Transit Administration stating, "We're beginning to see a viable path forward to complete construction of the streetcar." They asked the FTA for information on how other cities have paid to operate streetcars and how it can be done without using operating dollars that pay for services such as police and fire.
And I think we have to make sure we're having the conversation that we're aligned. If we can afford more police and fire, great. But these dollars for the streetcar cannot just be simply reallocated, just go start hiring people.
If City Council doesn't greenlight construction by Thursday night, the FTA will yank nearly $45 million in funding. Mayor Cranley and Councilmember Flynn won't support completing the streetcar unless there's a guarantee from supporters that taxpayers won't be on the hook to pay for operating costs. Councilmember Yvette Simpson thinks that will happen.
There's going to be some sort of structure where the private sector agrees to take on the part of the operations that does not include the funding sources that we know we have available, which are fares, which are advertising and sponsorship dollars, which are federal transit dollars that can fund operations.
Now, I spoke with Councilman Kevin Flynn tonight. He told me that he's been in meetings over the last few days with foundations and other organizations about paying for the streetcar operations, but he says so far not one has guaranteed to cover those costs, although he says they are going to continue looking for private dollars to pay for the streetcar operations. I also spoke with someone from Vice Mayor David Mann's office tonight, and that man told me that Vice Mayor Mann actually remains undecided. Reporting live from the streetcar line and over the Rhine, Anjanette Levy, Local 12 News. Cami?
All right, Anjanette, thank you. And streetcar supporters are taking issue tonight with an email sent by a former campaign staffer of Mayor John Cranley. Robert George asked people to speak at Wednesday's council meeting and asked that city money be spent on police, fire, and other services, not the streetcar. Cranley's spokesman says that's consistent with the stance Cranley took last week.